Hello. So we are doing the Skyrim Ultimate Load Order for 2020. Now I have been playing this load order, and we've played it for quite a few hours. I don't want to give you unrealistic expectations or ideas. I have not played it for 100 hours or 60 hours or 40 hours. But I have traveled around Skyrim, and I have played it and started doing quests and different things. I'm not having any issues with it. That is not to say that you could not run into issues. You know, anything can change, anything can happen. But the thing is, it's working well. I can travel around, and everything has been working fine. So I wanted to make sure that I went ahead and got this load order out. We're going to keep this around and be playing this game for a while, so you can watch out for the adventures of Elric. And I'm going to, I may create someone else at some point, but I just want to take Elric and play through a good chunk of the game first and really get through some different things. Maybe try some different followers that you might see here. Do something different, have some fun, and hopefully you'll like that and you'll enjoy everything. Now, in this load order, I have included as many of the mods from our load order show as possible. I've also included a few extra things, and you'll see those here as we go through. The reason I'm clicking through the load order like this is I want everybody to be able to see the load order even within just the first few minutes, and then you can choose whether or not you want to watch and listen to the rest of the video. That way, if you don't really want to hear any of the other details of what's here and what's not here, you don't have to hear it. But this gives you a good chance to see the load order. You can always pause it at any time and check out the mods that are here, and then you can compare that to our show and the list of mods there. When I come back through here and start talking about this in a detailed fashion in a minute, I will explain how some things were changed and how things went, and maybe try to explain some incompatibilities or different things that we ran into in testing. And then maybe just explain some of the silliness and some of the things I have here that are for fun, and then some of the things that maybe add some difficulty and help make the game, in my opinion, since I like to cheat a lot, so since I like to make my character pretty powerful, I do like to pump up the difficulty of the game as well. And I do like to have some different locations to go to and different things to do. So, not just the normal stuff. Now, this does not contain any huge big quest overhaul though, so just so you know, it doesn't contain anything like that. That would be fun, and that's something we can look at doing in the future, but that's not something I was doing here with this game, with this load order. So, we're almost to the top now. So that is our first look at the load order overall. So now I'm going to go back, and I want to just go through some detail and let you know some things that, are included or left out. Now, here are some things, because this is like an ultimate load order. This is some things that I just like to include in my game. I like to include these. I always like to have dragons. I like to delay those quests. The Skyrim Flora overhaul was really just for fun. I do like it. It depends on what you like, but I just threw this in because I wanted something, and I really didn't know what at the time, and this has always been a good one that you can just use. Could we get a better one? Maybe, but for this size, this is a very good one. And Divine Forest, I threw that in so it'd fill out the trees a little more. And then Cathedral Weathers and Seasons. As an all-around weather mod, I just think it's very good. Luminosity, I like to keep things lit. Where you can see, I like to have mighty dragons. That's a bit of a encounter and difficulty mod, especially when you pair it with always dragons. That means you can get some dragons that really bite your head off at a low level. Then some pretty standard things, almost utility, amazing follower tweaks, my home is your home. Now here, I put the Genesis mods up here. I want them to generate some extra bandits and different things for me, and to fill in the dungeons a little more. So I have the Genesis mods here. These are some utilities here. Dangerous Skyrim is a difficulty mod. You can read right here. It doubles damage and it halves damage. So it makes your opponents harder to kill, and it makes them do more damage. And they get a better chance of killing you. And if you've seen some of my recent videos, it's pretty funny. Yeah, I think that was Elric. Oh, well, whoever it was, whoever I was playing, they were taking they had like a dragon got a one-hit kill with like a wing strike. You know, it was pretty funny. Again, Genesis spawning some surface bandits and stuff, and there were some bandits that spawned in Whiterun. I think I caught a little clip of that. You know, some silly stuff. Let's see. So, some of these, like I said, now some of these are just utilities. They weren't really in our list, but these are what I consider to be good mods, and they're fun to use, and I like them. Now, dynamic camera was in our show, and so I included it. It is the only camera mod I included. Once you get used to that third person and the fact that you can adjust it and move it around and make it the way you want it, it's a very good mod is what I'm getting at. And once you get used to it, I can see why some people really get basically just addicted to it and say, well, I have to have it. I understand that. Now, these are some mods, you know, little game changes, little tweaks, nothing big here. Nothing new here. Okay, just some different dungeon mods just to make things more fun. I like to have the different dungeons. Let's see, city trees just to spruce up the cities a little bit. I didn't really do a big overhaul or anything. This just adds in some city trees. Now, it may be that I would have to possibly. Well, we'll get there. We'll get there. Anyway, so this is the Nephilim stuff that we had. The Nephilim body shape and the amazing World of Bikini armor. Now these are Bbe Nephilim. Okay, so those are for the girls. Now for the guys, I have some Nord War armors here. Stark armor, chainmail, and the King armor. It's just so I have a little something for my guys. And Elric's wearing a combination of, I think he's wearing a combination of the Stark armor and maybe the King armor. Anyway, he's wearing a combination of armors that I like. Katana crafting, some of these things are just things I like, weapons I like. Now, the lens was in our show, and it's here. It makes your guys look so much better, and it does make your girls look better. I wanted to use Morgan's Mpc Replacer, but I have to tell you, while the mod itself is not broken, getting the head and body textures to match is a bear. Without knowing what texture Morgan has included in that mod, it's very hard for me to match it. And even then, when I thought I might have the right thing, it still didn't match it well, and it didn't look good. So I don't like this two-tone, you know, one texture for the face and one texture for the body. I hate that. It really looks awful. So I went back to just using Botox. Okay, I did. That was the quickest, easiest solution for me. Now the texture we're using is the texture also from our mod show. We're using Asher's Quality Bbe skin. I tried using some different things just to see if I could make the Morgan Mpc Replacer work and get the face and the body to match, and I could not do it. They just always look strange. They always look wonky. I think someone has a comment out there that I need to reply to, something about they were trying different things to get the Morgan Mpc Replacer to work well. And I'll just tell you, I could not find a way. We would probably need to know exactly all the mods that Morgan Helsing uses for that Mpc Replacer to make it work. And even then, they may have ways that they're cheating. Not cheating. They may have ways they're working around that. That doesn't bother them. But it bothers me. I don't want to walk around seeing everybody in town having one color face and another color body. It just bothers me. So I brought back Meister B's Botox, and I use that because it works very well. It doesn't have that issue. So that's why you're not seeing that replacer here. Some of these weren't in our show, but I like them, and I brought them in. These are good mods. Same with the fairies, just for fun. It's just fun stuff. This is just to add some more bad guys to certain places. So just so you know, it just adds a little population to your dungeons and stuff. It doesn't do too much, and I haven't had any trouble with it so far. Now you can, if you have a lot of other mods that add a lot of people, this might be something you might want to consider dropping, but it's just kind of something to add a little fun right now. These are all some follower mods. Now, Fragment of Nocturnal was in our show, so it belongs here. These others I added just purely for fun, the Daedric Beauties. And then these different ones from JWD. This lists a lot of the JWD followers that I like that you can go grab, and they will use your body and textures and all that. And they're good looking followers, but they're pretty fairly standard followers. I mean, you can pretty much get them to do most anything you want. Sonya might be a little different in that she's meant to be a warrior style. Okay. But the others, you can get them to be casters or just about anything. So, and then we come down into the body mods. Now here I'm using the Nephilim Body V8. This is the body that Morgan Helsing put out there as a test, but we were hoping they would leave this mesh out there for us. And so far they're doing that. Oh, look at their comment. I don't know why this gets many rates. Started as a test and becomes your favorite body. See Bbe Body Replacer. By popular demand, this mod will remain as is, a standalone Nephilim body. No other add-ons. For people that likes the old dragon bikini, I'm going to make it later. Thank you so much for your support. Hey, I like this body mesh the way it is. I'm very happy they're going to leave it that way. That's great. So that's super duper. Yes, I'm childish enough to say super duper. I do not care. I think it's great that they're going to leave it out here for us. I really appreciate that. I had put a note out there. I'm sure it's not me that they're paying attention to. I'm sure they've gotten requests from everybody saying, oh, please just leave this out there. And it's great. The reason we like it, because now we can use this and we can use whatever textures we want. We can use whatever packs we want to make them look how we want. We don't have that huge. So this is wonderful. Wonderful news, good news. If you haven't heard it already, you've heard it now. So let's see. None of these. Okay, so then we come down here. Now Asher's was definitely in our show, and it's a great skin texture, and you're going to see it a lot because that's what I'm using. Okay, you're going to see it a lot. It's really good. Now I had some more space, and as you can tell, I have added a lot of things to this load order, because besides being an ultimate load order, I thought we should have some fun and try to put in some different things. So this is a static mesh improvement. And who ported this one? I don't remember right off. I apologize for that. It's still based off, the original. Oh, I forgot if this is Skyfall or who, but nonetheless. And then, just some things. And this was an extra little mesh fix that someone put out. And I thought, that might be interesting just to see. So I put it in. And then, of course, some things that I like. Now, I did put in MRF's Riften. Okay, now, and this is what I was going to talk about earlier. Now, this Riften, this is a Riften overhaul. Now, I didn't have any clashing when I went to Riften, but if I have any trouble, I might have to choose between that overhaul and City Trees, because City Trees does put a few plants, 146 plants in Riften. So, if I have any issues, I might have to remove one or the other. I was hoping to look at this Riften overhaul, though, and see what I thought of it. When I was there last, I'm trying to remember. Anyway, I don't think I saw a huge difference in the town. It just, I think they just retextured some things that would look a little better. Anyway, I shouldn't say it quite the way I said that. I couldn't see a huge difference, though. I really couldn't. There was some difference, but, we'll see. We'll see if this makes the grade and sticks around or not. These others you're familiar with, we've done before. I had to have my cows. And I like these braziers that the Witcher Decor puts in. This is new, this little, the boat mod, but I did it for fun. I put in, since I didn't have room for like one huge texture remod, or retexture mod. Yeah, that's what I meant to say. Sorry, I don't know what I meant to say. But anyway, instead of one big retexture mod, I said, well, let's just grab a bunch of little things and let's just see if we can have some fun with that. And I think overall, I like a lot of these. This is actually very good, and if you're using, it does work so far. Let me say that, so far. I've not had any trouble with RS children. It gives them different clothing. It just makes their clothes look different, and I think that's an improvement. Let's see. I had to move my candles down here. Simply because, well, this really is just a recolor of the candles. It kind of belonged here anyway, but anyway, one of these other texture things was setting the color back to white, and I want the red candles, so. Alright, so I got the new Cathedral Water. It seems very good. Now, there was a texture mod in our show. It was just female animations. I'm sorry, did I say texture mod? I meant animation mod. There was an animation. It was just female animations. It totally blew the game up. I could not use it. I could not use it with this at all. So I had to make a choice of either but this was actually a more popular mod than it, so I dropped the less popular mod, which was just female animation, so I got rid of it. This is feminine females. This is supposed to make sure that all your females use feminine walking, even the beast race, orcs, and everything. So that took the place of one of my other mods, which I don't have here. Anyway, I thought it'd be great because it's supposed to fix everybody, including Lydia, and etc., etc. So, we'll see if this works over time. Now, let's see. So this was something a little newer. Now, let's see. Was there anything else here? I don't think. Now, if you don't have this mod, just use it. Just trust me. Get it and use it. You want to use this mod, okay? All right. I may be dropping this Light Blade Shield mod because used to I had another mod. And what this would do was it would allow me to have the blade shield in heavy and light. But now that I've dropped that other mod, and I now only get the blade shield as a light shield. So I'm probably going to drop that mod, just warning you. It's probably going to go away. Proper aiming, this is good to use with that camera mod. And this is just to knock the tails off the cats and the lizards. I do that because honestly, it just makes sense to me. I don't really like the tails anyway, and so I just got used to it, and I got accustomed to not having the tails, so I got rid of it. Now, here we have the little shadow mod, and what it does is it fixes those weird neck shadows, and it's not just neck shadows; it's actually neck and arm and leg shadows. It just gets rid of those and makes your characters, the little shadowing on your character looks much more normal and natural now. Alright, so let me see. Is there anything else? I think that's the big things that I wanted to make sure I mentioned to you. Let's look. There is a couple of updates I've not updated yet, and I'm considering it. I probably will, but let me see if there was anything else I wanted to tell you about. Oh, okay. These two mods, these are great mods, by the way. But these two mods, they include eyes. And they include, when I say they include eyes, they include some kind of what's the word? Let me see if I can find it here. I'm probably not saying this correctly. It replaces eye meshes, so it really changes something about the eyes, okay, in a way that makes it incompatible with, it will not work with the Definitive Beauty Pack, because it changes the mesh too much and none of your eyes will sit correctly. And they'll all sit too, how would I say it? They all sit too far back or too high in the skull, and they don't look right. They look very strange. So if you use that texture mod, don't use this. Use something like R246's. That works fine, because R246 did some work on her presets, and those eyes are always okay. I really wish whatever they did to the eye meshes in these mods, I really wish they hadn't really included that. I'm not sure that we needed a bunch of eyeball stuff in this, since this should really be just a skin texture, but it's what it is. It's what we have to work with. Just be aware that it contains those things. And I had to go through some serious testing to figure that out. It drove me crazy because I didn't expect it. Even though I read that it had some stuff, I didn't expect that kind of issue. Nonetheless, let me just look and see if there was anything else. This is the just new female animations that I said. Really, if you use this, you need to use it by itself, because it just does not like other animations, and it just blew the game up all the time. This is Morgan's Mpc Replacer, which I could never get that to work right. And you can tell, even in these pictures, the face texture and the body texture are different. They are not the same. I'm not trying to be mean. I'm just pointing out a fact. They are not the same. And I don't like my characters to look two-tone. That's too strange for me. If you like that, then there you go. But I didn't like it. So, and I couldn't get it to work without doing that, so I got rid of it. I kept all the good stuff that I could, like I kept the character editor, because this does unlock a number of things for you, and it's very good. Let's see, was there anything else I needed to tell you about any of the other mods that we used? I don't think so. So I don't want to draw on too long. I don't want to make this too long, but I did try to do all that up front work, so if you didn't want to see and listen to me through all of this, you wouldn't have to. Okay? So if you really just wanted the skinny version, oh, let's see who did this. Oh, it's 2 Second, not Skyfall. It was 2 Second did this. They ported this over. Or however you want to say it. They took, the original and then they skinnied it down, and I was doing the 1K just for fun. There is a 2K version. But I thought, let's just try the 1K version and see what we think. Alright, so that's it. This is our, I'm gonna speed run through it, okay? This is our ultimate load order for 2020. You're still gonna see me playing it some. Not saying there won't be some changes, like for instance, I'm gonna lose that Blades Light Shield down here at the bottom. But is there anything else? There's nothing else that I plan to get rid of. If we run into issues, I may have to eliminate some other things. And I am going to update those 2 mods, because Elric's not too far into his playthrough, and I think he'll be okay if we update it. So, alright. That's it. That is the ultimate load order. Thanks for watching. Oh, wait. Well, like I said, I'm going to continue to play this. I'm keeping this on the Toaster's machine along with the other one, the Fallout 4 one. And you're going to see me play these, and I'm not going to change them unless, like, if we run into issues, we'll change them. We'll take things out if we find we're having issues with it. But other than that, this is going to be more of a long-term experiment, whereas what I do on my machine and what I do in the normal shows is much more short-term. Okay, so we're going to do this more long-term and continue to play these characters and make sure that these load orders are better. And then at the end, before we wipe them out, we'll do a final show and say, this is what we ended up with if we made any further changes or anything like that. Okay? Alright, because maybe in a few months, after I've had a chance to play more with them and we've gotten further and maybe got a chance to play through at least the main part of the game or something, then maybe we would consider, and that might be a few months, it might be 6 months, I don't know. Then we might consider wiping them out and do something different, okay? Alright, that's enough. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you have a wonderful day, and I will catch you later.
Stop! You violated the law!